can't even believe that my favorite place in Chicago. Oh, yes, see? They're chiming in.
Mm-hmm.
They're chiming in more bereavement responses for R.I.P. Blommer Chocolate. They're closing the factory.
I saw that on the news.
Did you?
This morning.
My heart broke just a little bit.
Why? Why are they closing?
I didn't even get that far. I just started dissolving into a puddle of tears, knowing that I'm not going to be able to drive downtown and smell that wonderful, the waft.
I was just going to say waft.
Yeah.
You open the car door. I was just downtown, right in that neighborhood this week.
You don't even have to open the car door. It comes in through the vents, and it's exquisite.
It is.
See, more R.I.P. Blommer.
Such an iconic institution of Chicago.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And we will mourn this respectfully and fully.
When are they closing, and can we go in and stock up?
Oh, okay. That's a question that we have. Well, two questions.
Mm-hmm.
So I will find that out, and I will tell you personally.
Okay.
And I will make my way downtown, even though I'm scared.
I'm always in the area, so I can swing in.
Oh, I have a
go
list
to their
for you.
shop. Yeah.
Well, I do know. I think a Japanese bought that a few years ago. Is when I did the research about the smells of Chicago, and Blommer came in like second or first?
Right.
Yeah.
We both had it on our list.
Yeah.
Do you think they bought it for the real estate? The building? Because it is in a pretty prime area.
Well, maybe. And maybe the train doesn't run by there no more with cocoa beans or cacao, whatever you say it. So I don't know. Anyway, that is our first news of the day, and I'm sorry it's so sad.
Oh, gosh.
Maybe not for everyone, but
Right.
it hits to the core for me.
No,
Okay.
I understand. Okay, goodbye,
All
Blommers.
right. Bye-bye, Blommer. R.I.P. All right, we're back, and we're going to talk about something that, a lot of people have some very strong feelings about, self included, and nobody's sure is this a good thing? Is this not a good thing? How are we going to use it? Where are we going to use it? And you, Holly, are most educated on AI. So,
Well, thank you for the introduction. I wouldn't say I'm most educated,
Well, more
but
than
I'm
I am.
fascinated by the topic. And every day there's new hot news regarding AI. Well, I did a little research on some things we'll get into after I start with our top story that was on the news this morning. So Luke Bryan,
the
musician, has been duplicated. His music has been duplicated by tech musicians and put on AI. That is not really his voice.
with or without his permission.
Without his permission. However, and a lot of musicians have been duplicated by AI because there's been no regulations or laws in place because AI is going so fast that the legal teams we can't get together, not we, but like Congress, etc., cannot make the laws fast enough. But yesterday in Tennessee, a law was signed to protect musicians only in the state of Tennessee. So hopefully this will go nationwide or worldwide or whatever. But it's such an interesting law. It's called the Elvis Act.
The Elvis. Did they start with Elvis
No,
trying to okay.
They didn't, but they kind of coined it the Elvis Act because this act was passed yesterday in the state of Tennessee to protect musicians from ensuring likeness, voice, and image security of all musicians.
Oh, that's
and it's
great.
It's ELVIS. Get it?
Oh, it just naturally.
Yeah, naturally.
Okay.
So it's the first of its kind of legislation. It's the first of its kind of legislation updating Tennessee to protect individual rights that include protections of songwriters, performers, and music industry professionals' voice from being misused by artificial intelligence.
Oh my gosh.
Yay.
That's far-reaching.
It's far-reaching, yeah, but it's only for Tennessee. So then why don't they do a nationwide law?
Well, it sounds like if that one is as comprehensive as it sounds from what you're saying,
Right.
that can be used as the template for
Right.
people. Gosh, more are coming in for Blommer. This is just so sad. Anyway, all my friends know that,
They know.
Yeah, and
You're in mourning.
It's probably also worldwide. But anyway, yes, that can be used as the template for each individual state or a national blanket, coverage. That is huge. So, it kind of reminds me of social media, how when social media came on, that sort of blasted out there with Facebook, and nobody was really sure how to regulate that either. And look what happened look what has happened without that being regulated. We've had all kinds of problems.
Oh, so many that they never anticipated.
Yeah. And so jumping on this now, I don't know where we are in the mix, because AI has been around for a while already, whether anybody wants to admit it or be aware of it or not. But at least this is proactive.
Right.
Yeah.
For the first time.
For the first time.
So hopefully that will expand. And I was so naive to know that AI was duplicating all, like the Beatles. I saw something on Paul McCartney this morning on Good Morning America where I think they were duplicating some of their music.
Well, no, that was Now and Then. The one.
Oh, were you watching it too?
No, but I know that they did do that. Now and Then, that song that came out, it's a song that they had been, the Beatles or John Lennon or whatever, had been working on for a while.
Oh.
Way back, obviously. Okay. And then they found it in, the Beatle vault or wherever. And then Paul McCartney worked with, I forget who, to turn it into a song that incorporated all of the Beatles.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but still,
that was a positive note.
But that is an AI product.
Right.
Because they had to string together a lot of stuff, but it was still John Lennon's voice, I think. But there is an AI component, huge. Okay. And I remember it was touted as that, saying, no, it's New Beatles, but it's not.
Okay. So, well, whoever has purchased the rights of all the songs, because if some of them are passed away.
Oh, Universal Music Group for them.
Oh, okay.
I think, yeah.
So they can, it's complicated.
Very complicated.
Yeah.
But this is a start.
Right.
Oh, that's huge.
And I think another start was when the writer's strike ended because everybody in Hollywood was afraid AI would just swoop in and take over all their jobs.
Because they're right.
But now they're protected.
Right. That's right.
According to their contracts. So whatever that means.
Yeah.
Whoa, you're on fire this morning, girl.
Yeah. And I wish I knew how to turn that off. But I don't, because I'm just that unsavvy. Okay, let's see. How about mute? Is there a mute? This is kind of making me crazy. Okay, anyway.
Well, so as we all know, AI's creeped into everything. So I just want to do a general analysis of the pros and cons and what kind of jobs they see they are eliminating.
Yeah,
they will be eliminating, which brings us to the jobs of the future are going to be in technology and AI. So you better start learning how to code, kids, and get that down.
Wait, you mean AI won't be coding for them?
Oh, I don't know. They might be.
Anyway, I'm
then
sorry.
The kids don't do anything.
That's right.
I'm talking about the generations coming out of college, because it will be eliminating a lot of jobs, but then it's going to create jobs too in the tech world.
If that's not your aptitude, well, what are you going to do?
Yeah. I don't know. These jobs are very dry and they're very technical, but here's some pros of artificial intelligence.
Good. I'd like to hear some.
Well, this one they're all pretty dry. Automation. AI can automate repetitive tasks, leading to increased efficiency and productivity. So they don't need to use humans for labor for certain jobs that are just, I would say, factory workers. A lot of the machines are already very automated, but then they're going to get the robots in there, which will put together cars and factory jobs.
That's been happening.
It's been happening, and that will eliminate a lot of jobs.
Yes, it will,
because we have all the car factories in Detroit and wherever else, because and you can just think about that, like with all kinds of factories.
Yeah, manufacturing, a lot of it.
Yeah. Data analysis. AI can analyze large amounts of data quickly and identify patterns that humans may miss. So it used to be humans, well, it still is, where they analyze everything from the stock market to data for companies on a daily basis. Now, to me, that's where the human factor is important.
I would agree, because there are emotional reasons why sometimes the stock market moves. And I don't know, unless AI begins to become more human-like, scary,
right?
How do they factor that in? Or maybe it can start to feel that and go, oh, this is going to shift it this way.
Right.
And that's disturbing. But I don't know. I don't understand enough to make a real
I guess
projection.
the money's going to be in who writes the programs for AI. Because there's going to be so many that need to be written all the time because everything keeps changing.
And adjusted.
Whoever puts the information in, they're going to be at fault if there's some big mistakes that happen, because there could be.
But then,
Well,
is
then
it
who
the
do we
person who wrote the AI? Are they the one who is in trouble? How do we punish AI? Oh, you're going to your room. I mean, you know,
Right.
you're
Right.
grounded.
Yeah.
Like, what?
No, find the tech guy that wrote it, and he's hiding in some closet somewhere.
Well, yeah,
But
maybe.
it's it just the trails in all the different directions are crazy. Decision making, AI can assist in making data-driven decisions by providing insights and recommendations. Okay, that's
What does
boring.
that mean?
I don't even know. I guess they might not need CEOs and boards to make decisions for companies. Well, it
my
says
God.
decision making is data-driven, and so they're producing the data that drives the decision.
Oh my gosh, I just flashed on a song. Donald Fagen, IGY. Just machines to make big decisions. Da da da. Do you remember that song?
No, I don't, but it makes sense.
Yeah, it was from the 80s.
Just
His
machines.
Firefly album, I think, or something like that.
Wow.
IGY. We'll have to give that a listen.
I'd like to
What a
translate
wonderful
that.
world it would be. What a beautiful time to be free or something.
No.
No, well, yeah, but
They didn't know.
he may have been writing this tongue in cheek because Steely
Yeah.
Dan, you know.
Oh, Steely Dan.
Yeah,
I
Steely
love
Dan, but it's
Steely Dan.
Donald Fagen's solo album.
Okay.
Yeah, just a second.
Wow.
We got to take a little puppy dog break here. Come here, Pepperoni. Come here, baby girl. I don't know why she's crying. Come here, I'll pet you. Oh, wait, she comes to you. Come here. She does like you. Okay, come here. I'm just going to keep petting her now so
Okay.
she stops moaning. I don't know why she's
That's
upset.
okay. We love having pets on,
Yeah, she
on
has
the set.
3 different beds she can go sleep in right now. Like, well,
But
look.
she likes people.
Yeah, she does. She wants me to pet her. Anyhow, back to
Okay.
AI.
And then I'm just going to go over some basic cons. Job displacement, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
AI may lead to job displacement as automation replaces certain roles and tasks. Now, I wonder if employees will be compensated when they're let go because of AI.
They're the standard package.
It's like, okay, sorry, we got a machine to replace you.
Yeah, well,
And your skills are no longer needed in this industry because it's all been replaced by AI.
well, okay. Frankly, I've already experienced that when I was in radio broadcasting for all those years, because of syndication and people get one show being broadcast all over the country. Well, that was satellite, but it wouldn't really be AI. But if they are using voice tracking, that's a form of AI.
Absolutely, they could take your voice.
Yeah, take your voice and do that. I don't think they did that, but we have been displaced. A lot of people, radio personalities, broadcast personalities, displaced because of, well, I guess robots and a very primitive form of AI. Playing music, we didn't have to change the records or push the cart with the music on it, the turntable, the whatever. And so I've been displaced by that. You know what I got when they decided to do that and like sort of shut down a station or just move a station to this little building? Oh, here, 2 weeks notice. And gosh, I hope you find something else.
Oh, gosh. As the
If
industry's
that.
shrinking in front of you.
Yeah.
And so those are jobs that you've had for years, and that's where your experience lies. And where are you going to take that?
Well, there you go. And that's
know?
why you just got to have a plan B for heaven's
definitely.
sake. So anyway, I've
Oh,
experienced that to a degree, but continue. I'm sorry.
I would say in my industry, the interior design industry, AI is filtering in. Oh, you can just press programs, and they could do all the architecture for a house. They could do all the design, and it's still a little primitive, but it's not as creative, and it doesn't have the details as a designer would, but it can come together with a whole plan.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Exactly. So
No human touch?
no human touch.
Oh, that's just sad.
And I think it'll advance to more details and more ideas that they can filter into a design plan. So I know.
For some reason, I was thinking something like that would be exempt.
I know. And it's such a tactile business. You want to touch, feel, see samples. I don't know. But they are definitely in this industry. AI is crept in.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
Well, I think I still have a good 5 to 7 years left for my job. And then I should be maybe retiring within 10 years.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm
Whether
lucky.
you want to or not.
No, exactly. Right. And, well, let's go to, customer service.
Oh, well, please. Here, chat. Do the chat box.
It's already been AI'd forever. When you
Yeah.
call, you can't get a person. You're frustrated because whatever your problem is not on their 1 through 5, and it's getting worse and worse. And in my industry, customer service is so important with damaged furniture, flawed fabric, etc. And you got to be on it. And you got to be fast. And it's a very much you got to see the product to verify it's damaged. And I don't know how AI is going to. Well, you'll probably send a picture to a robot that will analyze the situation.
Right.
And make a decision.
And they'll say, oh, just send it back at your expense.
Right, exactly.
This bureau?
Yeah.
What, are you kidding?
It will not involve a conversation. The next one is algorithms may contain biases based on data that are trained on leading to unfair outcomes. This is a con. See?
What does that mean?
I really don't know.
Say that again, please. Read
AI
that.
algorithms may contain biases based on data they are trained on, which could be not great data, leading to an unfair outcome, which we were just talking about customer service.
Okay, so misinformation that they are gleaning from the web, which may already be flawed. And so it's garbage in, garbage out.
Right. That's a good one. Garbage in, garbage out. This is also what I was just somewhat talking about. Lack of creativity. AI lacks human creativity and may not be able to think outside the box in certain situations. Okay, that's what we've been talking about for a long time in so many instances. They can't think because they don't have the experience, the experience to make decisions because they're just told black and white.
Yeah,
There's no wiggle room.
There's no
in making decisions.
They don't have that range of human emotions to see the gray.
Right. There's no gray with AI. Dependence. Over-reliance on AI systems may lead to lack of critical thinking and decision-making skills in humans. Okay, the human factor. That's exactly what we're summing it up to. We need that human factor. Now, interestingly enough, all the information I just fed you is from AI.
Oh, God.
I just thought I'd take it to task.
So it's kind of a self-assessment. Hey, hi, I'm AI. Here's the good stuff. Here's the not so good stuff.
Right.
Oh, that's weird.
I know. And it's terrible how I don't use it as much. I mean, it's just an advanced form of the Google search-ish.
Is it?
Maybe not.
Because it feels like it's putting things together
Google
for
search, you get all different answers from different professionals, agencies,
sources.
And you can kind of glance through all of them and come up with your own.
Your own conclusion.
Right.
And your own
AI
decision.
is like, boom, boom.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah. So I hope our kids don't grow up to be robots and quoting all this. Well, AI said, and da-da-da-da. And then that's the other thing about college and cheating on papers because you don't have to do any work. I need to do a paper on blah, blah. How can the teacher prove that was spit out by AI?
I don't know that he or she can.
I don't either.
I don't want to be doom and gloom about this, but it's kind of like, is the next generation going to be automaton idiots? Because they don't have to expand, they don't have to learn, they lack motivation to do anything because it's all right there. Just like if you give a child too much of anything, where's the motivation to strive for what they want or need or desire? This will be like information spoon-fed and not having to educate themselves in order to learn, to grow, to integrate, and to make decisions, like critical thinking, which is huge.
I know. Interaction with humans.
Well, we're already behind on that.
I think
thank
so.
You, pandemic.
With the kids.
But thank you, social media.
Yeah, the kids in the tech and schools. And, in what state was it? I can't remember the state or the school district, but now they want to go to 4.5 school days so they can kickstart their weekend earlier on Friday.
I saw that. I thought, was that about school or was that about work days? I thought
it was school days.
Well, maybe it was school days as well, because I think Bernie Sanders, He's still a senator in Vermont, right?
Yep.
I believe I saw him discussing 4.5-day work weeks. And so if they're going to do that, or 4-day work weeks, actually. So if they're going to do that, then yeah. Well, some countries already sort of do
I know,
that.
they do.
But if that means working 10 hours a day, I don't know. I will not be in that workforce, but
I won't either. I work for myself, and I work like 6 days a week.
yeah. I'm glad to be out of the rat race part. I'm in the dog race, which I love.
That is so fun.
It is. I'm lucky. But so if the parents are going to be not working 5 hours or 5 days a week, then I guess that means the kids would be out too.
They'll have to balance it with childcare.
Yeah.
But then there's some people that have to work 5 days a week.
There are.
So I don't know.
And so the compensation is the same for working 4.5 days? And what goes by the wayside? And is it staggered? Because some services will have to continue on. Boy, this is just a whole new frontier, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, in the year 2525. Remember that song?
Yes.
And if man is still alive, if woman can survive, we may find. Da-da-da-dum.
Gosh, and it's so appropriate because when that song came out, I'm like, oh, I'll be dead by then.
Yeah.
Because it sounded like, 100 years from being 12 years old, because it was 70s?
No, that was in the 60s. I remember 60s. Exactly. We were in Fort Lauderdale. I remember, and someone was playing it on their transistor radio on the beach.
At the beach.
Yeah.
With their antenna.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, oh, it's pretty dark, but this could never, really, in my kid's head, this could never happen. Welcome to the world.
Yes. Well, I have jobs it's going to eliminate and jobs that will not be eliminated.
Well, let's hear the list.
Okay, so I'll go kind of quickly. I'll elaborate on a few.
Okay.
Telemarketing, duh.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
already autopilot.
Yeah.
Business managers, and I thought, what does that mean? It means that business managers double check people's work. So in the future, AI will be double checking your work. Well, that's just too open-ended, because what if your work is you're a housekeeper at a hotel? They're going to go in and check the rooms. I think it's purely in a corporate setting where there's maybe data or reports or something kind of structured in that nature. Okay, this was interesting. Reception managers, meaning receptionists at hotels.
This would be eliminated? Oh, no.
Eliminated.
You could do everything on a punch.
Yeah, they'll have maybe a little kiosk, how you check in.
Yeah.
Okay. But then how many times in a hotel there could be complaints about the room, like, I didn't get any hot water, my room needs to be changed. It's like...
Oh, punch one if you're having a problem with the plumbing. Oh, punch two.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the engineers are not available. Whatever. It's going to be robots running hotels. Courier and delivery services. Okay, so I thought, well, is it all going to be self-driving cars? Drones?
Oh,
drones are coming more into the picture with pizza delivery or
I heard about that.
Weird stuff. They're going to be crashing up there. And I have seen several. I know in California they're testing self-driving taxis.
Yeah, I heard some of those self-driving experiments are not
done
going
yet.
that well.
Yeah. I still don't trust it because with one computer chip malfunction that you don't know is malfunctioning, you could drive right off the road.
Yeah, I'm never going to get.
Well, they're trying to get it also for trucks. The big. I know the
semis. Yeah, I heard about that.
Oh my God. I know we're saying this now, but in 10 years, while we're still doing our podcast with our wheelchairs and canes,
not me,
we'll be like, "Did you see that truck?
Yeah,
nobody was in it.
Yeah, right.
It was plowing down the road.
Ghost truck.
The ghost truck. Proofreading. Yeah, you just probably send your document in. Customer service support team, that's already being done. Security guard agencies will be using robotic guards, and actually they're already in use and they're being tested. Some corporate companies have security guard robots.
Wow. Well, because a lot of security people are at high risk of being the first line of defense and also at risk of being dead for for all the bad guys.
Right. Will they be carrying guns?
I don't know.
Are they going to be trained on how to shoot the right guy?
Well, And who's the right guy? Who's the wrong? I mean,
Yeah.
they could be shooting police that are trying to
That are robots.
help defend. Oh, God.
Robots again. That's what you've seen.
RoboCop.
Right. You've seen movies where robots are. That's what we envision this world to be: robots and robots.
It's 9:00 in the morning, and I need a drink.
I know. Accounting work. They want to, eliminate humans with all accounting, which could be dangerous too.
Oh,
I don't
for
want
sure.
a robot doing my taxes wrong.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
And
that's a headache.
We need somebody to balance the budget for this country.
Well, if
Humans
a
aren't
robot
doing-
can do that better, then
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
all for it.
Retail shops, well, that just takes them completely off the map.
Oh.
No one wants to leave their house anymore, and everything's bought online, which is so sterile and awful and icky.
Well, that won't be me, but boy, if I don't have a choice of places to go, what am I going to do? That just makes me sad.
I know. It's already eliminated a lot of stores.
No, that's true. It has.
And it's so sad because I love going into a local shop when I have a reason to buy something and purchasing it there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the buy local thing, I can't.
all about that.
Yeah. Advertising work, no more salespeople in that sector. So ad agencies, well, that takes all that creativity out of creating ads. And I'm sure ad agencies use AI.
Oh,
they could
no
use
doubt.
it as a jumpstart to get the ideas flowing or whatever. But gosh, it just brings me back to the old days of, especially Chicago, with all the big ad agencies.
Oh,
and
those were fun
like
times.
Wrigley Gum and Richard Marx doing jingles.
Yeah. I mean, I used to do commercials all the time. I would
That's
go in
right.
for auditions in the studio with the producers and the director and all the other agency people, and you would do your audition, and then you would do the job if you got chosen.
Right then and there.
Yeah, and it was wonderful. You just go from agency to agency.
Didn't you do meow, meow, meow? Weren't you the voice of a couple of fun
Well, no,
classic
I'm not.
ads?
I was not a singer.
Okay.
No, I mean, I did a lot of weird stuff when I did stuff for pinball machines.
Oh,
and,
okay.
and a couple other projects that I did some weird, like animal or screaming or fun or silly stuff.
Okay.
But no, I mean, I was just on camera for a lot of playing the mom role for Kraft or
And
other.
now they're going to have a fake person with a fake voice, but we won't be able to tell. And I hate that.
I don't like that. Or they'll be lifting someone's voice and using it because there's no regulation that says they can't.
It's almost like when a song, when the song is owned by a company and it's played on various outlets, they get money every time. A person should get money every time if their voice is listed. And I remember we talked about the books that were written that were AI.
Sarah Silverman,
Yes.
she has a lawsuit, and I have not
Right.
heard an update on the status of that, but she has a lawsuit with regard to her book being appropriated by AI.
Right.
Like, would they do an audio recording of it or so? I forget what it was.
It was done behind her back,
Behind her. Well, I mean,
like taken from her. So
Well, that's wrong. That's theft.
yeah, we'll look up that, and I want to look up to see how
Yeah.
that's going. Okay, research analysts, boring. Factory workers, we already talked about that.
Yeah.
Taxi drivers, scary. Self-driven taxis,
Very scary.
Okay, soldiers in the army, they're already testing out robots in the army.
I like that.
I do too.
Yeah, that I can get behind that because
Yeah.
I'm sick of seeing our servicemen and women getting injured or worse. And wow, you know what? If you want to fight wars with robots, have at
Right,
it.
right, exactly. I think
That's the only thing I
great.
can get behind.
Yeah. Doctors. That is so scary. And they're using robots for surgery, but I still feel like experience and humanity needs to be kept in the medical profession.
I would agree. Radiology, we discussed that last summer.
We
how
did.
it being, I'm okay with having AI look at that as long as there are at least two other opinions by a human,
Exactly.
also trained radiologist looking at that. So
Yeah.
that's one application, but go on.
Oh, could you imagine like you go to the dentist and it's a robot cleaning your teeth?
No, I don't want that.
Ew.
No,
Ugh. There's
I
too
don't
many-
even want them in my mouth. Why would I want a robot there? I'm sorry.
Or the gynecologist?
In my mouth?
No.
Or gynecology? Oh yeah, right. Let's do your pap smear.
By a robot. Oh my
Okay,
God.
it just gets more and more
It gets
horrific.
worse. It gets worse.
No, it is. This is the horror path.
And then if there's a medical claim, a malpractice suit, you sue the robot? No, you sue
Yeah.
the person that Oh, God, this is complicated.
Yeah.
Okay, way
Ooh,
above my pay
delivering a
grade.
baby. How's that?
Ooh.
You talk about now. That's complete and total disconnect from humanity.
Yeah. Farmers. Okay, that, it says in China they are doing some automated work on the farms with robots. Architecture jobs, we talked about that because they
Yeah.
could just do any kind of plan.
CAD CAM is already being used. Yeah.
Workshops like car repair shops. Oh, I miss my mechanic. That's going to cut a lot of jobs out. And pharmaceutical work.
What do you mean pharmaceutical work?
Pharmacists. Dun, 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 dun,
Oh,
dun.
that's
Putting the drugs together. Bing.
you mean manufacturing them, or
Well,
you
it
mean
says pharmaceutical work, so I would read that as pharmacists.
it's kind of a broad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or are they
Okay.
going to be infiltrating into big pharma?
Yeah.
Eesh. Okay, here's jobs they can't replace. There's not very many.
Okay. Okay. Short list. Just
Well-
1 second. I don't know why she's crying. We had
That's
a nice
okay.
walk today.
She likes to be with
Yeah,
humans.
she does. She wants me to
See,
keep
and we're
petting
not
her.
going to replace dog walkers.
Oh well.
Well, they can, but they can't.
No,
They can't.
They can't.
See, they can't replace dog walkers.
No. Oh,
And
well,
that
my
wasn't-
job's secure.
Yeah, exactly.
At least one of them. My voice acting. I
Then
don't
you're going to be
know.
walking robot dogs. Because
Yeah.
people are like, well, I really don't want a dog, but this one looks like one.
Oh.
And it like doesn't pee on the floor. And you're like, oh.
Then I don't want it.
Well, remember those pets that breathe?
Yep.
And I would go into, a lot of my customers carried them in their showrooms. And I go, oh my God. Oh no, that's not real. And I go,
Super
okay.
creepy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
weird.
go on. What's the short list?
Okay, well, obviously the number one job that's going to increase is software developers. Duh.
Okay.
Writers. I don't know why, but it says writers. Graphic designers, lawyers. That's good. Social workers. Because that's just too much human decision.
yeah.
You cannot. But that's just a long and short list of where AI is going. In a couple more months, we'll update. We'll get the latest trend. But I think the whole thing with the music industry is a plus
Yes.
for having a law in place.
Thank you, Luke Bryan, for pursuing that.
Yes.
And let's close it out on that positive note. It's moving in a good direction.
Okay.
When we come back, we're going to talk about what's been in the news for, a couple months? Mm-hmm. And we finally got an answer, and I believe this to be the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling terrible about Kate Middleton, but feel worse about the way it was handled. Well, I don't feel worse. I
Absolutely.
feel worse about her diagnosis. But
Right.
anyway, we'll be back, and we're going to talk about Princess Kate. Oh, Kate, we are so sorry. And that was quite a video that was broadcast yesterday. And I hope that it gets all the rumor mongers quelled and that they go on to their next person that they want to troll or whatever. I'm just going to state my opinion real quickly about what happened with Kate Middleton and the Royal Palace, and then it's open. I'm annoyed by Kensington Palace, however you want to put it, how it almost, they left it to her. They dumped it on her. It was almost like she was the sponge. She had to absorb everything, all of their mistakes. What kind of respect is that for a woman? Okay, King Charles, they said he has cancer. They didn't go into great description because that is a line too far. Prostate cancer, whatever he's got, I don't know. It would figure that he has prostate cancer. He's a man of a certain age, whatever. I don't know. It's none of my business, really.
Right.
I'm not supporting the monarchy, in England. But then for them to be so closed about Kate, and then she's got to take the brunt of the photo, which should have never been released. But it's almost like all the flack came to her, and that really ticks me off. And then she's got to deal with this obviously very serious situation with her health.
Right.
That's my initial reaction to all of that, besides, of course, feeling just terrible for her or anybody who is dealt this hand. Holly, your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, I definitely think I'm on your team. I think the same way. I think that this went on way too long when very serious rumors about her, whether Will was having an affair.
Well, that's another thing.
If she had a colonoscopy bag. And
Oh,
the
right.
speculation was way out of control early on, probably a month ago, that the palace needed to step up and make a statement.
Yeah.
And like you said, not put it on her to go public herself on a park bench and address the world, basically. She is one of the most well-known women in the world.
Yeah, certainly the most photographed probably at this point.
And I'm sure she had to do exactly what they said. The firm would say, stay behind closed doors, don't say anything. And it was awful. And I realized how the way that she presented it was to protect her children and explain to them, give them time to absorb this, and she's going to be okay. But I think that could have been handled earlier on to shut down the speculation and not put her on the spot.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, well, we'll just put her out front because everybody loves her. And so now this will be our Hail Mary.
Exactly. Yeah, you said it. That was a great way to put it.
It just bothered me.
And, the poor thing. I mean, well, hopefully from what she said, she's going to be okay.
Because it sounded like she went in. I mean, my personal thought is, as soon as they said this abdominal thing, I went, well, she is seriously, frighteningly always underweight.
Right.
And I don't know, is that stress? What is that about? Because she always used to look just normal and healthy. I mean, fit.
Yeah, the
Definitely.
college picture. She was athletic.
Yeah,
yes.
And even at the beginning of the marriage, but boy, after she would shed the baby weight, it was like, no, girl, you don't need to lose any more. Yeah. I mean, she just must be skin and bones underneath. So I thought, well, maybe she has abdominal issues because
nerves.
Yeah. I mean, God knows, the pressure that goes along with that, and along with the rumors that started about a year and a half ago with regard to her best friend.
Yes.
And William. And I wonder about that, but that's another thing entirely. I thought, well, maybe she is having a nervous breakdown, and maybe she did get abdominal fissures or ulcers but then when it changed, the announcement changed, I went, I bet she has uterine cancer. That's what I was thinking. And they went in to do, and she had such terrible pregnancies, which was, who knows, she had that morning sickness, whatever the name, there's that Latin name for it. It's just horrible. And I thought, well, maybe she's just got some female issues.
Right.
And maybe they had to go in and they were going to give her a hysterectomy, and then they discovered, this is worse than we thought. So it turned into something much, much worse.
Right.
At that point, just say, my God, let's give this woman her space and let's do the right thing. But their PR within the firm, whatever you want to call it, maybe Megan wasn't all that wrong. Maybe it is that messed up. It is just that messed up. And this was proof positive to me that they need to make some changes within the palace about how they handle things, because the pressure that she was under and probably protecting her children, like, oh God, I hope they don't read this or hear that before, William and I can talk to them. Everybody in the world should understand that. I don't even have children, and I understand wanting to protect them and explain them. You have 3 different ages of children. That is basically 3 different levels of explanation. Right? Isn't it?
And they go to school and they have friends and their parents are curious. Yep. I mean, I know they're heavily protected in that environment, but still,
something's going to get through.
The media is just blasted every angle of this in the wrong direction.
I would completely agree.
And it's everywhere. If it's everywhere here, it's everywhere there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so sad. So, Kate, we wish you the best. We pray for you, and you're a fighter, and you'll be bouncing back and enjoying your passions and things you do that make you happy.
And I would wish that for anyone who is stricken with any kind of,
any disease.
Yes, anything at all. All right, we're going to close out for today. Okay. And just a quick reminder about where you can follow us
on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Do we still do Twitter?
X. It's called X anyway.
It's called X, but we don't do it anymore.
No, we don't even do that.
I'm sorry.
It's just too negative over there. They're too hateful. Yeah.
And
Threads.
You can listen to us on any of the platforms that you'd like and review us. We'd love to hear that. And we'd love to hear your questions. So keep sending them in at ladieswhoquestion@comcast.net. No, wrong. Oh my gosh. Okay.
ladieswhoquestion
at gmail.com. Okay, I am really messing with the tech today.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, well,
We really
sorry.
hope you follow us on Instagram because we've got some really fun social media.
Oh, our
that-
social media is
that Claire
rocking.
is- yeah.
Claire Caulfield,
Yeah.
shout out.
Yeah, she's really doing a great job with that, and I'm excited
I
when I
am
see
too.
him. I open up and I go, "Oh, we have a new story!"
And she was right on target with promoting it.
yes,
I'm
yeah.
like, thank you, Claire.
All right, thanks a lot, everybody. We will check in with you again soon. Hope you enjoyed this one. Bye.
Bye.
That was funny. Thanks, Harvey. Ladies Who Question is executive produced and edited by me, Lisë Dominique, and also executive produced by Holli Caulfield. Holli also does most of our research, and Claire Caulfield is in charge of technical assistance and social media. Music, My Lionheart. Sketch music by Florian Manx and Matthew Anderson. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe, follow, rate, and review Ladies Who Question on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Send your thoughts to ladieswhoquestion@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and our website, ladieswhoquestion.com.
All content discussed on Ladies Who Question are the opinions of Lisë Dominique and Holli Caulfield and should not be construed as advice of any kind. By listening to this podcast, you agree not to use this podcast as advice of any personal or medical issue for yourself or others. This disclaimer also applies to guests or contributors to the podcast.